Hey guys, welcome back. My name's Stu, and this is Old McDougal's Farm for Rollercoaster Tycoon Classic, another scenario from Radrian 1994. Old McDougal is considering retirement, E-I-E-I-O. To help boost his pension pot, you have offered to buy some of his farmland to build a family amusement park. If you do a good job, he can retire in the next 4 years. You better get building. Your objective to have at least 2,000 guests in your park at the end of October. Year 4 with a park rating of at least 600. Oh, quite a nice looking area then. Very small. Let's have a look to see what we. Okay, so we only own that little bit there. Okay, let's see how much. Oh, £30. That's not that expensive. Okay, but we are gonna need to get a lot of cash in order to build more. Well, buy more. Free admissions. We're charging for rides. We've got 10,000 loan with 10% interest. So that's fine. Let's see what we've got to begin with then. Transport rides. We've got decent selection of shops. Not a bad selection, I suppose, of coasters. I mean, the junior coaster is something we can make use of quite early on. Go-karts, water rides, and shops. Right, since it's a 4-year scenario, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my research into shops first. So because 2,000 guests is quite a high goal, and we're going to have to buy a lot of land, I'm thinking we're going to have to go quite industrial, which makes sense because it is a farm. We've got spiral slides, so I'm thinking, plus mazes and some water rides. Yeah, I'm thinking we spam a load of these, and I know some people don't like it, but I don't know what else we can do because it's, as I said, it's a high goal. We need to get a lot of cash in order to buy a lot of land because, yeah, we could perhaps get 2,000 guests in such a small area, but all it takes is a bit of rain. All the guests will leave the rides, get on the paths, and then you're going to get complaints and the rating's going to tank. So anyway, I'm just going to carry on. I'll see you soon. March year 1, and we've been busy. So we've got 9 spiral slides down there, 5 mazes. So we're eligible for Best Gentle Ride Award because we've got more than 10 gentle rides. We've got our shops just down there. Going to do maybe a little plaza down the middle. I'm thinking we should expand this little pond in order to build some more water rides. If we get 6 water rides, we can be eligible for Best Water Rides. Because one of the ways of getting more guests is winning awards. So, yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. And then what we can do then is start buying up land. But yeah, what I've already done as well is I've bought a little bit of land this side and did a little bridge because we are going to have to bridge over at some point. So I figured we might as well do it now and then leave it because rather than forgetting about it and then having to delete things later on. So at least now it's done. Yeah, so far, I quite like the start. We need to open up, obviously, but yeah, so far so good. July year 1, and we've won Most Dazzling Ride Colour Schemes Award because the water rides and the coaster there, we've got the track in that colour pink. You can have them for Most Dazzling, you can have them in that colour, that colour, that colour, or that colour. Those all count. If you've got them all, then you're eligible. I think you need at least 6. Yes, so we've got 6 water rides, so we're eligible for Best Water Rides. Let's have a look. We've got at least one of each type of staff. And then after that, then it's a ratio of staff to guests. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head, but I figure once we start spamming handyman, then we'll do that quite easily. So with the maze, I've got them all exiting down here. At some point, I'm going to put like a merchandise shop there, balloons or something, so they're all outputting onto that. Yeah, I'm not going to be doing this sort of approach for the rest of the farm. I figure once we've got a starting area done and we've bought the rest of the land and stuff, we can do a slightly different approach. But yeah, so far so good. 666 guests. That's pretty cool. Yeah. So I think we need to start expanding now. October, year one, just over 1,000 guests in the park. I am a bit wary of that in case we've got harder guest generation, but I don't think we have. So I've bought the land up here so we can start expanding. I figure since we've got 1,000 guests in this small area and we've got probably about 4 times that area to build in, we can lighten up a little with cramming the rides in. Not a huge amount, a little, I said. So yeah, I think it's time to start building some coasters. Now we've got this space up here. These will be some good areas for that. I'm going to do a little bit of terraforming, get rid of that slope, bring it back a bit so I can have a nice long path down here and loop back down there. So let's see then. There you go. We've bought everything. We still got the 10,000 loan. So yeah, we're doing all right. Look at that shop sales. So when it's rained, in those 2 months there, August, September, we've had 16,000 just in those 2 months. So that's pretty cool. That's funding our expansion. Yeah, so I figure for year 2 then, we can start building some coasters. And for that, we are going to need to start researching coasters because, yeah, we can use the mine ride. I don't really want to bother with the flying turns. The mine ride will be all right, but yeah, we do need some better coasters, I think. October, year 2, and we've got the powered mine train just here, again in the garish colours. Alfalfa Express. Good stats on that. What was the name of Wriggly Worm? That's what we called the first one, and the Alfalfa Express. Just there, decent stats on that. So with these, because they are powered, you don't want to use too many. You don't want to have too much of a steep slope because it just slows down to a crawl. So what I like to do is just have staggered, one little slope up and then maybe a helix up or something like that, just so it gets a lot faster. So if you look now, there you go. It says hardly loses any speed. Certainly not crawling. And if we up the number of circuits, it would be whizzing round. And then over here, then we've got this this mine ride over here. And you know what? I really like the way this has turned out. If we were terraforming, large, we were able to do some mountains. We didn't have the land behind as well. I think if this was terraformed with rocks and stuff like that, this would look amazing. But yeah, this is Facelia. I don't know. I just looked up some plants from that color, and that's what it gave me. I do like the way it sort of it gets that little peak, and it's just about making it over the top. You don't want it. I suppose sometimes you do want the coaster to be going full speed all the way around, but sometimes I just like the way it sort of slows down, speeds up. Like you've thought about it, like you're controlling the speed, kind of like it's dancing. So we've got some more space in the middle to build something else. We've got a lot of shops just down there, all the way round. Let's have a look. What have we got? We've got Best Food Award. Let's see what else we've won over the months. There you go. There's the best food. We have won some, I'm sure we have. There you go. Park with the best gentle rides. Most dazzling colours. Cool. Yeah, so we got plenty of space, but when I say plenty of space, we got enough space there we can add something decent. We've got more space up here. We can add something else, maybe over here as well. We need about 500 guests to do the 2,000. We should be fine. October year 3, 1,700 guests in the parks, only another 300 to go then. We've got another year to do it. So I've built a little mouse coaster just here, wild mouse. Nope, that's Avril. Bumblebee, there you go. So I like the idea of that flower there. And then, no, the bumblebees sort of buzzing around it. Pretty cool. Again, in the garish colour schemes. Got some seating areas just down by here. And then over here then, we've got a little train just to help get guests off the palms. And I've left a little space as well so we can build something in the middle. We are researching water rides. So I figure there'd be some sort of cool, we could do some sort of cool water ride in there. Yeah, so really, it's just a case of doing this little area here and keeping the guests that we've got. So in order to do that, I've got all these then, all the spiral slides free, the maze all free, these water rides, they're all free as well. So if they run out of cash, there's no reason for them to leave. They can just stay there. Got a little car ride there, vintage cars, decent stats on that. Yeah, so I figure we should be okay. Should be okay. It's raining, so how's that umbrella cash coming in? There you go, rolling in. Not that we need the money. We could reduce, so we have reduced the price of the coasters as well. We could probably reduce them down even more, but you know, like I always say, it's Rollercoaster Tycoon, not Rollercoaster Charity. So anyway, this next year, this little area is going to be our focus. Let's see what we can do. October year 4, we need 2,000 guests with a rating of 600 or more. We've got 2,015 and the rating is on maximum. So we've built this river rapids ride there, slurry up. So it's kind of like it's made of slurry. If only we could change the watercolor to brown. So if you don't know, slurry is the waste, we should say, that comes from the farm animals, and they usually keep it in like a huge holding tank, like a pond, and then they then fill tankers up and then squirt it out onto their fields to help fertilize them. And if you live near farms, which we do, it stinks because they usually do it on like the hottest days of the year, where you've got to have all your windows open, and yeah, when you're surrounded by farms, it's one of the perks of living in the countryside, I suppose. Yeah, so we've got this charging £5 a go. Guests are loving it. Just up there, we've got the roller coasters. We've seen them, but we've reduced them down to £1 a go. This one over here, we've kept that on 5 because it's quite low capacity, quite slow throughput. So we want to encourage guests to go on to the other ones. We've seen all these just down here, 2026 guests, so we're doing all right. Yeah, that train doesn't. It might bear a similarity to a famous train. It's not, as I keep saying, it's not that one. It's not based on it at all. It's called Chugga Chugga. There you go. Not very good excitement, but oh well. Doesn't matter. Guests are loving it. See, Chugga Chugga was great. 5 people thought so. Yeah, so what is it now? It's 27th of October. I have now joined the future. I've started editing using a program called Shortcut. Because I did one recently where it was like the one where I rejigged the Millstone Marauder coaster, bribed the council to do it, and I used that. And you know what? The results, I thought they were so good that I can't go back to my usual editing software. I just can't. I've got to try and learn something new. One more day to go. Cool. Let's focus on this one. It's almost Halloween. Let's fast forward. Let's take that off. Cool, because now we've got fancy tech. We can zoom in on the coaster so you don't see the user interface and all the breakdown messages. Ooh, fantastic. Cool. So that was quite a fun one then. Did I need to have gone so industrial at the start? I don't know, but do you know what? Maybe these could be silos, which you would see on a farm. Maybe we've repurposed the silos. So yeah, that's my excuse. Anyway, so this was Old McDougal's farm. Another cool scenario from Radrian 1994. I'll put the link to the download page in the video description. So feel free to check that out. Oh, it's going to rain to ruin my parade. So let's run it on fast forward because the POV in the rain just looks terrible. And I do worry about it affecting the old sort of YouTube compression algorithm. Doesn't like all the rain and stuff like that. Let's wait for it to stop raining and then we'll get back. Cool. Yeah, so as I said, this was Old McDougal's Farm by Radrian 1994. Download link in the description, so feel free to download that and play along. You will need the toolkit if you're playing on Classic. If not, you can on normal Rollercoaster Tycoon 2 open, you can download it as you normally would. Yeah, so I've been Stu. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Drop a comment, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.